I'm Soumya and I'm the associate publisher for Peak Life magazine. And today I have Shivani Malik, the marketing director of Damilan. Shivani has brought the distinctly modern aesthetic to make contemporary leather accessories widely accessible and acceptable in the Indian market. Since 2007, she has transformed the company, the niche leather good products that they make, from 2 stores that they started with to about 60 retail outlets that they have currently in India. They're not only retailing in India, they're also retailing internationally in Nepal, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka. It's a pleasure with you, Shivani, trying to understand how is it that Damilano has featured, and created a niche for itself in the Indian market. What went behind it, and how is it that you had been leading from the front? So we start with a first question to you. Could you share the learnings from where you started Damilano and to the journey it has been today? How did it start?
So, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It has been quite an interesting journey with a lot of bumps on the road, but nevertheless, it's been interesting, and of course, it's come with a lot of learnings. Just a couple of days ago, I was at a conclave, and there was a discussion going on about how CEOs make it, how they become successful, or how do you lead from the front, or how do you run successful businesses. And somebody came up with something very interesting, and he said, these days most of the CEOs, they want to experience failure even faster because they want to learn even faster. So I believe that there is there's no way, there's no shortcut to success, and there is no way that one can succeed without failing. So of course there were lots of decisions that went wrong along, even with us in this journey. But with each wrong decision and with each failure, we learned even more. It's not easy to put in words the journey, but I'll only say that it has been an interesting one, and I still feel we are only still in the beginning part of our journey, and we have a very, very long way to go.
That sounds interesting. If you call 60 stores as just part of the beginning of your journey, I wonder what the journey be like. It's gonna be a very beautiful one, looking at multiple number of stores. So how do you decide on the trends, what is acceptable in India or internationally, or how do you focus onto the production part so that you achieve the growth that you set for yourself? How do you marry them both?
See, I'll tell you, the one thing that we focus on in our business is, to have continuous innovation. So we believe that, one has to keep innovating in terms of products, in terms of services, in terms of, even the way our stores look, in terms of after sale services. So we believe in, actually presenting something new to our customers each time they experience Damilano. So that is one key area that we look at. We feel that every time a customer walks into a Damilano store, there should be freshness, not only with newer products coming in every week, which we focus on, freshness in terms of our staff, in terms of the look of our stores. So freshness in every aspect, to get the Damilano experience. So that is something that we really focus on. So talking about trends, that's another area that we always like to keep be in line with international trends, and try and blend it with the Indian tastes. So along with something that we focus on, which has been the core of our business since the very beginning, is the quality that we bring to our customers. We are one of the very few brands which provides a lifetime warranty on all our products, and we are very, very proud of that. That's one of the USPs of the brand. And we feel that once we have a user of Damilano, he's our customer forever. So that's these are certain key focus areas for us.
Right. Now, as a part of the marketing strategy, how involved you are when it comes to the consumer, because is it a direct interaction that you also spend time in the field gauging the response feedback, or it's the team that takes it and then comes back to you?
So this is something that has been very close to our hearts. Today we are where we are is because of the customers, because they love us, because they believe in us. They are the loyal customers are the ones that have built our brand, I would say, and I give it totally to them. So this is something that is very, very close to my heart personally as well. So this is the one reason that I try and look at I try and handle the whole customer relation department, at least headed to a large extent, and look into the problems, completely myself. So with social media, I think that has become extremely easy, where it's easy to interact with customers and customers to interact with us. These days, the ways of marketing has completely changed to what it was when we started with with the brand, and of course, with things becoming much easier, it has brought with it its own challenges, but at the same time we're able to give a listening ear to all our customers. So we are very, very happy that we try and inculcate whatever we can. We love to listen from them, we love to get feedback, and I think that's what keeps our brand going as well.
Great. You mentioned challenges. Now, last 1.5 years probably, have been one of the most challenging time frame for each one of us at an individual level or at a brand level.
Products, the trendiest products at the prices that we are at. So this is something we proudly boast of. I think this is the reason we are now also expanding at a very, very fast pace internationally, because we are seeing a huge demand for our products. I think providing affordable luxury is something that is missing in the worldwide market, and I think that's the right fitment for the brand. And as long as we can provide superior quality products at the prices that we are providing, I think the journey is really, really long, and we're still at the we're still at the beginning part of our journey.
Great. Your products target a modern woman. How do you recognize, and who exactly would you portray as your target audience for it? It's not just for women. Your products are also for men. I do remember, seeing some laptop bags and carry cases and stuff. Yeah. So, how do you target? How do you identify and say that, okay, this is my target audience?
I feel, ours is what we say is we call ourselves as an aspirational brand, and we have something to offer to everybody. We have something for an 18-year-old, and we have something for a 60-year-old. So that's how our product range is. If you ask me to identify, who my target audience is, it's going to be really difficult, because it's actually quite huge, and we are aiming to provide high quality products to both men and women at the best possible prices, and men and women in rural, urban, school going, college going, you name it, and we have it. It's just that they should have a flair for fashion, and they should value good quality products, and they are our customers.
Great. Now there's a different with those many other brands present within, and at the same time each one of them is trying to get the attention of the clientele. Apart from the loyal clientele, how do you reach out to the new clients? What is your focus when you're looking at a new clientele? How do you attract them towards yourself?
See, I would say that the ways of marketing has completely changed these days. It's totally digital. Our focus is also, since we are so sure about what we produce, our focus is to just try and get a customer to experience our product once. And we know once our product has been experienced, we know we've gained a customer for life. So the way we try and gain attention is, we try and partner with all the good events. We try and host events where we can showcase the Da Milano experience to new customers. And we are rest assured that once somebody tries the Da Milano experience once, they're going to get addicted, and they're going to be addicted for life.
Great. There are different varieties of leather goods also that are coming. Some the new positioning is cruelty free. There is something I did hear vegan leather also coming up, and I was wondering how is it that the leather is vegan? Do you offer something like this, and could you throw some light?
At this moment, what people are referring to as vegan leather is basically PU. But what we are working on is we're trying to do tie-ups where we can actually produce leather from coconuts, because we want to also hedge towards sustainable, to build a sustainable business. The only thing is that since we do not compromise on quality, R&D is going on. It might take a couple of months or maybe another year or so, but definitely we are going to try and become completely cruelty-free. We are going to, right now also we try and, make it as sustainable as possible, as environment friendly as possible. But leather, we are trying to get, totally, coming from plants. R&D is going on. It's going to take a while, but this is what I feel, that we want to make our customers rest assured that sooner or later, we will provide them with 100% sustainable plant-based leather products.
That's a very interesting take on the thing. Of course, when you can have a plant-based meat product, why can't we have a hand product, a bag?
Exactly.
You are a woman leading from the front for the organization. What measures have you taken or you propose to be taken within the organization to a more inclusive workforce and probably have a men-women equal ratio kind of stuff?
We are a fashion brand, and we provide, 60% of our products is for women. Interestingly, our workforce is more women than men. We prefer to hire women because women understand women's needs and men's needs better than men do. So I think almost every department, back end or front end, we have, it's not even something we think about. It's just something that is so natural that I think a man can still feel lost in our office, but a woman is going to be extremely comfortable. And this is something that honestly, it's not even something that I had to think about. It's just something that
comes naturally to the brand.
Because of the nature of our business, it's just something. And I personally feel that I think women are far better at multitasking. And if you have to work for a brand, you have to work with passion, and you have to have that, that multitasking aspect to, in your nature. And I think women bring that to the table, and they are far better workers in that way than men. So my team, personally, my own team has more women. Da Milano has more women, and we're happy, happy to have this young working women. It seems like an extended college. So it's quite interesting to, to come to office with so many young girls at work.
Great. It's been a fabulous journey till now. You would probably be looking at the ups and the downs, both with the same smile that you have. Would you remember any daunting challenge that you probably had and overcome with that, and probably you would pat yourself on the back, okay, this was something difficult, but I did it?
I like to tell you that this smile is not always there. On a daily basis also, there are lots of challenges that come about, and I am literally fretting. And, because again, it's a customer facing business, right? Challenges are, I won't say there's a single challenge that I face every day. There are multiple challenges that I face on a daily basis. Some decisions go wrong. and I spend a couple of hours correcting the wrong decisions. And that is something that happens on a daily basis. Every new market that we enter, we make thousands of wrong mistakes, because we don't know, we don't know the nature of the market till we enter it. No matter how much we study on it, till we are not present there, we don't know it. It takes a long time to learn. This is one of my basic, this is the first thing that we learned when we expanded outside Delhi, since we are, we are basically from Delhi. And even within Delhi, every store is different to the other, clientele is different. So there are learnings, I would say there are learnings on a daily basis, and there are corrections that are happening on a daily basis. If you ask me one big challenge, it's very difficult to pinpoint, because every time I think, oh my God, this was a big challenge, a newer challenge pops up. My only focus is, how do I convert my challenge into an opportunity, and make the challenge even a better opportunity for myself. So this is what I keep trying to focus on. And as rosy as it sounds, it's not so rosy sometimes. But of course, I would say I give a lot of credit to the team, at Damilano, and to our customers. These are the two major driving forces to help us reach where we are.
How do you see the brand evolving and remaining relevant in the coming years?
Well, as I said, we're still in the beginning part of our journey. We see ourselves to be, the next big brand, to be present in almost all the major capitals of the world, where we are, known in almost every corner of the world for high-class quality products at the best possible pricing. So we want to actually dominate the affordable luxury segment. We want to come up with not only leather accessories, we want to also come up with other lifestyle products. Again, all basically, we want to do quality, we want to provide quality products at and also obviously good quality services, not only while the customer is buying our products, but even after they've brought our products, because once you enter our store, you're a part of our Damilano family, and we'd like to look after you.
Great. You've actually taken one question away from me, wherein I was asking that with so many youngsters working within the organization and the trends that you follow, what's coming next apart from the leather accessories? So you already hinted that probably you want to do something different.
We want to become a lifestyle brand. Actually, we want to dominate the affordable, luxury segment of the world. So it's always good to dream big.
It's always good to dream. Yes. Yeah. A journey starts with a dream, actually, to come to think of it. Your journey starts here. What actually got you to start the association with Damilano and your focus onto taking the brand big?
So, back in 2007, I just gotten married, and there were just 2 stores of Damilano, and no departments existed, nothing really existed. So, I wanted to do something big. So this is actually a brand which is my husband's and my first baby, I would say. We sat down about it. My husband is equally passionate, or I would say more passionate about it as I am. And we thought about this baby of ours, and we thought of how we can bring it up. So the one thing that we both did was we both started, we started from scratch. That is that he did sales, and I learned literally by going to the store, opening the store myself, trying to see what the customers, walking into the stores, what they're demanding, what are they liking, what are they not liking. So literally starting from scratch at the ground level is something, is something that I think has really helped me, because I learned the work completely and then started, taking it up and, slow. And I think another thing that we did was we took one step at a time. So I remember when I became a part of the Damilano family, there were literally 4 or 5 employees. Today we have about 400 to 500 employees. So it's been an interesting journey where we took one step at a time, and literally did everything with caution. We did take risks. I won't say we didn't take risks. We took risks. But I think also the entry into the market was at a good time where retail industry was growing. So that's also helped us a little bit, where it helped us to grow because the malls were coming about, everything was happening. So it's been an interesting journey where like I would say each and every employee was handpicked by us. We made we ourselves made different departments in the in the back office, in the front office, opened every store, experienced every market. It was an interesting journey.
So my last thing, what is your advice to the budding women entrepreneurs who probably would look up to you as a successful market leader?
My only advice and my one thing is that one must have faith in themselves and never feel guilty, because as women we have this thing in us that we are always guilty when we are working. So my point is, give it your 100%, believe in yourself, and I am sure that you'll be able to fulfill your dreams. So never be scared of failure. You're going to fail. As I'm going to repeat myself, when you fall down, make sure you get up 2 steps ahead. That's my only advice, that as long as you believe in yourself, you will make it big.
Great. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure talking to you, Shivani. I'm sure I'm sure the market is going to be accepting more and more retail products and the retail outlets of Damilano. And we look forward to meeting up with you in person at the Peak Life Women Inspire Award.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks, Siddhant.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you.